Nah, for real. I don't know where my energy is gone.
It's just not here.
It's scaring me, man. I haven't been to the gym or nothing. I don't know. I didn't even take my medication, so I don't know. I was like, maybe it's that. And I didn't mean to skip it today, but I forgot. I had to have 2 cups of coffee. I had a cup of coffee in the morning, and I had to have one around like 12 today just to make it. I think I'm going to bed too late, and I think I'm not. Well, I know I'm not sleeping through the night. I know I'm not sleeping comfortably. I need to go to bed earlier. I think I went to bed like at 11, maybe a little after 11 last night. I need to get back in the habit of going to bed, like actually laying in the bed, preparing to sleep at like 8:30. And people might laugh and think that's funny, but excuse me, I can't drink no more of this buble because I'm gonna be burping on here. I have an active mind, so it takes a while for my mind to like calm and settle, so I can actually sleep, because it'll just be racing about all kind of stuff. And it's annoying when you're trying to sleep. Now during the day it's great because you're flooded with ideas and you're inspired and you're full of energy, but Lord, when you're trying to sleep, it's like, bruh, like, shut up.
I get that. Sleep been ugly lately.
Why your sleep ugly?
Just because it's like my sleep is always ugly when you got like animal, a 10-pound animal that just has to do mingling and everything around you in the middle of the night. But as she sleep, because they sleep for 20 hours out the day, so they're fine. They're only awake for like 8 hours, so
Jeez.
she keep me up. But yeah, I'm like exhausted today. I've been on like a sugar binge, and I've been trying to get it to like amp me up. Because coffee does the opposite for me. It doesn't wake me up. It makes me sleepy. So
Interesting.
yeah, I have opposite reactions to stuff. Like when I was a kid, Benadryl made me hyper instead of put me asleep. So yeah.
Okay, you're an alien. I'm gonna hit the show music. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another. That don't count. Yeah, we back, man. We gonna get into relationship stuff today. I had a conversation with a friend last night, and it was very it was sad, but it was a reminder, and we had a good conversation about like growth and change, and it inspired the topic that I texted you today. So yeah, we're gonna talk about the top. I don't know if we're gonna do top 3 or top 5, but top 3 or top 5 things we've learned from our relationships thus far. We're gonna get into a couple things today, y'all. Man, I can't even open this. All right, we're gonna get into a couple things today, but I know Erica has some very important headline news to share because there's been a very special announcement. I'm not even gonna. You are prepared, right?
You said a very special announcement.
Yeah. The political announcement?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me hit the headline music.
Oh, let me actually pull it up, though.
So
I know how to do. Yeah, so I know how to do the name.
Here we are.
Oh, I could go. Okay. So Kamala Harris chose her vice president choice which is Tim Walz. He is a former Minnesota governor and a former high school teacher and National Guard member. And he's from the Midwest and brings that Midwestern appeal to secure the ballot for Democrats. And so far, I mean, I don't, not to be biased or anything, but I haven't heard anything too bad about this guy. But you know, things always come out and you never know, and you never want to lean without having any type of knowledge or anything like that. But I mean, he got a plus in my book for his work in getting tampons and pads into restrooms for girls. That's a big thing.
I'll be down.
Because, I mean, being a middle school girl and you get your cycle, I remember bleeding through my pants, and it was the first week of school.
Ooh.
And I remember my history teacher, he wouldn't let me go to the bathroom because he said, oh, there was 5 minutes before the bell rang, like you should have gone then. And I remember I bled through my pants, and I got up and I walked out of his classroom because I wasn't prepared. And I went right to the front office and I called for my mom to come get me because I just refused. I left all of my stuff there in his classroom because I wanted him to feel like trash because he did that to an 11-year-old girl. So big plus points to Walz for doing that, because I remember in the bathrooms, yeah, they had the stuff on the walls for like pads and tampons, but you had to put like a quarter or $1 in, which I thought was crazy because you can't control like when your period comes. You just can't. And a lot of girls, unfortunately, sometimes you can't afford the sanitary.
That's a fact.
So, and also you hate going to the nurse's office, because I also remember a nurse, I didn't like to disclose I was on my cycle, and I went to the nurse and she said, what are you here for? You got your you got your period or something? In front of like all these boys and everything in the nurse's office, and I was like traumatized.
I'll be down.
So
I'll be down.
I'm really happy that he did that. So
Wow.
a nice group of girls don't have to go through that, because that's like it's a weird experience that you have to go through for something you can't control, especially during the height of puberty.
I'll be down.
Oh, headlines are still playing.
Yes, I ain't got nothing to say. I mean, I was a teacher. I went through it, and I had a 4th grader get a period, I had a 5th grader get a period, and I just used to let them say, look, I learned after my first year, hey, some
Keep
of y'all
I
used to tell the girls, I'd pull them to the side, hey, some of y'all gonna get your cycle. If you need to go to the nurse, just say, Mr. Wilson, I need to go to the nurse. I ain't gonna ask no questions. You can go. No. I'll let the nurse be prepared. I can keep stuff on my desk for y'all because the nurse used to have it. But I'm like, I understand it. And I said, but now, you know, some of them I had to get, because it was like, okay, you trying to do this every week. Like, it don't like you. I ain't dumb now. It ain't. You know, it's like you said it was on last week. Now it's back on. Like, what's happening? Yeah.
I was like, I know they're irregular, but not like that.
Not like that. Not when you 10. Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, I think that was just a great thing. I feel like more schools need to do that, because it's a level of embarrassment too that little girls feel towards that, and you shouldn't feel that way for something that's natural. But yeah, anyways, the rest of the headlines are Olympics. USA, USA, USA. Gabby Thomas wins gold in the 200 meter sprint for USA with a time of 21.38. Man, she dominated that. When she came around the curve yesterday, oh my gosh, like she ate that curve up, where she was head to head with Julian Alfred of St. Lucia. So she won the 100 meter dash against Sha'Carri. That's how Sha'Carri got silver. And it was crazy seeing her come across that corner and the lean that she had. And all of a sudden, she had separated herself from them so crazy. She couldn't even believe it when she crossed the line. But it was just crazy. I love seeing stuff like that. It just gets you amped up, because it's like, that's just crazy to me. In other track and field news.
Remember that from your track days. Go ahead.
Oh, my track days, I was like, I was like, as long as I'm not last.
Terrible. Terrible.
All the headlines are USA track and field because oh my gosh, the USA team goes crazy. Sydney McLaughlin Levroni, because she recently just got married. Love her. 24 years old. She competed in the Rio Olympics at age 17, and I remember she is like the hurdle girl. Like no matter what, she does hurdles. It's not a problem for her at all. She is racing tomorrow in the 400-meter hurdles after she made first place in the semifinals with a time of 52.13. Now, it's been noted by many news outlets that her personal record in the 400-meter hurdles of 50.65 is faster than her opponent's personal records of just the 400-meter dash, no hurdles. Like she's crazy. She's crazy. She's crazy.
That's a phenomenal athlete there.
Yeah, and she's there was a special yesterday as she was getting ready to line up for the semifinals. Her husband is a NFL or maybe former NFL player, and he works with her and he trains with her, and I just think that was also just really beautiful to see on the screen, is that he's there with her throughout the trainings, everything like that. Love her too. Love all of the USA track and field team. They're just amazing out here just doing it. Sha'Carri, 100-meter dash, she won silver without even getting a proper warm-up, mind you. And Shelly-Ann Price? Shelly-Ann
Don't look at me.
Okay. Shelly from Jamaica. I'm so sorry, girl. But she ended up pulling out of the 100-meter dash because the way that the Paris Olympics, they changed the rules overnight where they wouldn't let the athletes in to warm up properly if they weren't on the bus.
Yeah.
Now, Sha'Carri and Shelly both showed up and they weren't let in. And it's a lot of controversy over how far they had to walk. But what I gathered is it was about like almost an hour walk.
Yeah.
And also it was in the rain, so they didn't even get a chance to properly warm up before they raced. And they raced in the rain. So I definitely felt for Sha'Carri because people couldn't wait to trash her on social media saying, oh, I thought she was supposed to be the fastest. She's supposed to be the greatest. So I was like, is not getting a medal? I said,
yeah,
you
silver
guys
is
are
still great.
Yeah.
A lot of you, your whole entire life performance and even at your current job wouldn't get a medal. And that's what cracks me up. Like, everyone can't be number one. That's why there's a number one spot, a number two spot, and a number three spot. Top three. Top three ain't bad at all. Being a top three of something in the entire world against worldwide competition, top three, like, you elitist, shut up. You probably didn't even, some of y'all not even top 10,000 in your field. Like, come on, man.
That's the other thing, is so many people had so much to say about Sha'Carri ever since she's come back, and she said that she is better than ever. And people have waited to just dog on her, and I feel like that's just so unfair, especially because considering everything that she's gone through, like, she's passionate about this. This is what she wants, and this is what she does. You're sitting on the couch judging her, and if you ran the 100 meters, you come in about a minute.
First of all, can you run?
Exactly. I said they're running in like the 9s, in the early like 10 seconds. Like, you cannot clear that in 10 seconds.
No.
The average person cannot do that. Like, they are fast. And so I love her down. I love Julie Alfred of St. Lucia because she got the gold, and also I think she was like the first to bring gold home to St. Lucia in the 100-meter sprint too, which is crazy. So just a lot of records being broke here. And today, Quincy Hall wins gold in the 400-meter with a time of 43.40. And if you saw this race where he was practically, and I want to say it looked like he was maybe around like the 5th place once they got to that curve of the 200 and then to that last straightaway of the 100. And all of a sudden, you just see something click off in his head, and he starts hustling, and he's passing everybody. He's in his face when they start gritting as they're trying to run and make it across the line. Was able to separate from the whole pack, and I just think that's crazy too, because that's also, I think, one of his personal bests. And he was able to get that gold medal, and he said that he wanted to get a gold medal because, I mean, this isn't his first go around in the Olympics, so. Shout out to him. And lastly, Noah Lyles of Arlington, Alexandria, Virginia. Goodness. It's just so crazy. Sparked so much controversy over his 100-meter dash where he won gold. And it sparked so much controversy because of the fact that he won within, it was split down into thousandths of a second, I want to say.
Yeah, his talent and the rule saved him.
Yeah, well, it's like
not that he had a bad race by any stretch.
No, and the thing is, in the track and field, you're always told is collarbone down or torso. Like, your foot doesn't matter if your body's like back here and your foot crosses over, because we saw this exact same thing happen in the Rio Olympics with Allison Felix and what was her name? I wrote it down. Shanae Miller from the Bahamas, where she dove across the line for the 400 meters. And she got the gold because her body was over the line. Even though Allison Felix, like, she was right there, her body wasn't over the line yet. So it's like, I know it sparked a lot of controversy where everyone's saying, no, Jamaica clearly had that. But if you look at it from the side angle and not from overhead, because I don't know why they tried to use the overhead shot, because that just didn't make it clear at all. But from the side angle, Noah is very well in line with that finish mark than the guy from Jamaica.
I wonder why he didn't lean in. I guess his stride was because everyone always leans in with their chest, if y'all notice.
Yeah, I was like, you have to lean in, and that's what they legit like tell you. Like, as your eye practice, like, lean in, like, whatever you do, lean in. He just dove his foot over, and it's like, no, your body needs to be over there too. But also, I've seen where people said that rule makes sense because people are a different height. So if your stride is different, it doesn't mean that you get to win the race because you're taller and you have a longer stride. So I do see that too. And he had a personal record of 9.784. So now, Team USA has about 94 medals in total.
Ooh.
From I want to say maybe this morning or since maybe like last night. So we have 27 gold, 35 silver, and 32 bronze. And I'm sure we had something today, so this is not updated at all.
How you say we what?
I said as of like yesterday.
Wait, you supposed to have the news for today? I'm playing. I'm glad you covered it because I didn't cover it.
Yeah. So yeah, USA. Just for the Olympics. I love seeing the Olympics. I think it's fun.
Those are your headlines, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
That USA chant was nasty work.
It was.
What's Kamala's running mate's name? Waltz?
Yes, Waltz. And apparently Twitter been having a field day because black people keep adding the T and saying Waltz.
Somebody's welcome to the community with the T.
I was like, fair enough. I think I definitely did say Waltz the first time around, so.
Yeah, so to your point earlier talking about him, there is a story. I didn't do any deep dives because, everybody wants something negative. They're talking about his military record. Some people saying he did something to get out of the army or something early. Don't know what that is. And then, a lot of people like, oh, what did he do, about George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. So.
Oh, and there was like almost arrest record or something like that too in his past.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's running against Trump. Hello. And Trump is going to be sentenced before
the election. I forgot to say that he's going to be sentenced September 18th.
Yeah, so, I mean, Y'all, everybody has a past. Don't know what this guy's past is, and like Erica said, it's going to come out, and we shall see. But one thing I do like is his energy. He is matching that Republican energy. He is like, he's talking trash. He can't wait to debate
The couch.
Yeah, he can't wait to debate. What's dude's name?
Vance. JD
He can't
Vance.
wait to debate him. Yeah, so he's like he's with. It seems like he's with the smoke, you know. But his record will come out. People will see what's what. But as far as the energy and a positive swing, the Democrats got it right now. And for surface level voters, that's highly important. Like, there's a lot of people who just go off of. They ain't gonna get on the internet and do any type of research or history. They're gonna watch the speeches and whatever they like. If they like what they see, that's who they're gonna vote for. That's just part of our political process. There are just voters out there like that. And then you're gonna have people who do deep dives. So I think the debates are gonna be very telling. And the news about this guy coming out over the next few weeks is gonna be very telling as well. But right now he seems like a great choice. All right. I gotta go to bed early. So yesterday I texted my homegirl, and I was checking on her because she down there in Chucktown. Shout out to everybody in South Carolina and Florida, anywhere who is, what is the name of this storm? Helen something?
I thought it was Debbie.
Sure, Debbie. Anybody who's experiencing the storm, peace, prayers, and blessings out to you. I pray that you are safe and okay, and that your property is okay, and that you have flood insurance if you're in the low country. So I hit her up because she put up on Instagram her backyard, and I was like, do you still have a swimming pool? Because that's what her backyard looked like. Like, there was no grass where. She was cool, and then, she asked what was going on with me, and I was like, child. She's like, you can call if you need to. So we both, spilled our guts about our love lives or lack thereof, and we really just vented to one another, and it was a refreshing conversation, and it made me reflect on, how far I've come when it comes to relationships and dealing with women. And we really came to like a consensus about what we not gonna do. So I would describe her and myself. What we have in common is that we are, quote unquote, I don't want to use the word stereotypical, but we're nice. Like, we don't cheat. We just want you to be honest and upfront. We like committed relationships. We want to be married. We're not with the drama. We like to have fun. We like consistency. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not materialistic. You ain't got to be rich. Like, we just cool, level-headed, well-balanced people that would just like the same thing in return and just haven't gotten that. And she foreign, too. So I'm just like, this dude. But anyway, so it sparked me to think about this topic, which is, I guess, what time is it? I'm tired. Oh, it's 22 minutes in. We will do, Erica, because we can discuss it. We'll do our top 3 things that we have learned from our past relationships and romantic dealings. And we can discuss each one. So you want me to go first, or you want to go first?
And you could go first.
Loser. Okay. Did you even think about yours? Do you have your 3?
I have 2, and I have 2 right now that I know for a fact because they keep coming up. I'm thinking on the 3rd because I know it's there. I probably gotta ask my mom, and then she tell me.
Your mom tell you about how you think and oh Lord. Okay.
No, about like what's like a consistent in my relationships.
Well, what have you learned? That's the question.
I know what I've I know what I've learned.
3 things. So where your mom? Never mind.
Because I like to talk them out. I like to talk them out to make sure I'm not like crazy or if I'm not like overdoing it, Yep.
Okay, so for me, in no particular order, the first one would absolutely have to be put the time in and effort in for those who are worth it. And those who, like, the people who've proven themselves. So I grew up, and my example of relationships and dating really came from my father, and I've talked about this a long time ago on the show. Like, I used to court women, like, buy gifts, take them on dates and stuff like that. And I don't know what the other side of that looked like, but that's what I grew up seeing, so that's what I would do. And when I was younger, I'm taking women on dates, you know, and not major gifts, but like, you know, maybe like flowers or candy or
Yeah.
like stuff like that. Like stuff y'all like Bath and Body Works got to sell. Here you go, some smell good. Oh yeah, like, you know, that kind of stuff.
You're over there sniffing people.
Absolutely, yo, a woman that smells good. Oh, there is this one scent. I think it was called Love Spell. That's old school.
Yes.
I used to
Yes, that's what
love
it's
Love
called.
Spell. Ooh, this girl I had a crush on in college used to wear it. Here, world, here. Hold on, where my here, world, here. Where did it do? Here, world.
It's still
Yes.
there.
I bet it is. I ain't smelled that in years. But what I realized when I got older is I was putting in effort, you know, doing all these basically what I would consider relationship level things with people who I was just talking to and dating. And it was too much. And even sometimes in a relationship, I would be doing too much to a point to where my partner she would get lazy. And she wouldn't do as much because I'm doing so much that it's like, oh, I can just sit back and chill because he's just going to do this regardless. So what I've learned is, you know, hey, if they're not putting in the effort or returning the energy or attempting to return the energy, fall back. Let it be known. All right, cool. Like, this is what I'm not going to do anymore. Or this is what I'm not going to do because you're not returning the favor. You know, now that doesn't mean I'm not going to put in any effort at all. I'm going to put in effort. But if I see that my effort is not being appreciated, or you're not taking it seriously, or it's just not being reciprocated, now I'm done with that. And I used to think that, oh, you know, if I just keep it up and stay persistent, they'll come around. No, nigga, you was playing yourself. So
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
them days are over with, and that was part of my discussion last night. So that's the first one for me. What are your thoughts on that?
I could see that one.
Ooh,
Because
you look hurt.
no, because I think I've been in like similar situations where I know how I like for like talking stages to go and like being courted and everything like that. And I feel like sometimes in my past relationships, I did that type of thing where I'm like, okay, well, you haven't really had like a girlfriend before. Like, this is like what you do, things like that. And basically doing like the girl version of that, like putting little baskets together, things like that. And I'm like, for you, is like, I definitely felt like it was being more of like taken advantage of because I wasn't getting anything in return. And it's not to say that I was doing it for something in return, but I'm like, if I'm showing you that like it's the thought that counts, it's the thought that counts, like things like that. Why are you saying, oh, I don't have any money? I don't, it's not about the money. It wasn't about the money to begin with.
Exactly.
Like, it's the thought that counts. If you notice that every time that I see you or things like that, I have something for you, it doesn't take much for you to think of me when we're not together and be like, oh, that's her favorite candy. I should grab that. Oh, she said that she wanted to get some more flowers. I should probably do that. So I
Yeah.
definitely tried to peel back from that in previous situations. And I know that that's also not fair to the new people in my life because I'm not even giving them the opportunity to at least attempt or show the effort before I'm already like standoffish and like, nope, you're getting a bare minimum from me, da 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 da. But I've learned to kind of just meet people where they are with that. Like, if I notice that it's like, okay, this is like the third time where I've like been able to bring something to you, or if I'm coming over, I'm not coming over empty-handed and you're still not catching the hint, I'm not gonna do it anymore. Like, I've just learned to just meet people where they are with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It sucks though, because you want to be that type of person, but you don't want people to just keep taking and taking.
Exactly. Y'all, you gotta put in some effort to pick up the hints. And even if, some people believe in love languages, some people don't. But however you give, you know what I'm saying? I'm big on acts of service. That's one of my love languages. And gifts. That's one of the things I do very well in relationships. I think those two actually tied on the love language test or whatever. But if that's not your thing, maybe your thing is words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Maybe your thing is quality time, so you'll make time for me. And I can see that. I can see that, okay, I'm doing this to show that I
But I'm
care
getting
about you,
this.
and I'm getting this in return from you, you know, reciprocating that versus nothing or attitude or complaints. You know what I'm saying? You're showing me that you appreciate it and you are also putting in the effort. So, yeah. All right, what's your first one?
Oh, okay. So my first one, it goes, I feel like the first two are kind of similar, but also not. So mine is definitely, I guess trying to understand people don't think the way that I think.
Ooh.
Or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I know for me, I try to understand people's like point of views and I try to understand like where they're coming from and everything like that. But I also know that they're coming from a different background.
Yep.
So as like sometimes I do like vent to my mom, like I don't understand. Like it could be so simple if they would just do this, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm.
And she's told me like people come from different things. They're not thinking like you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they're not in your head or you're not them at the end of the day. So they have a different thought process. Just because they're not saying it as clear as you want them to doesn't mean that they don't feel the same way. They just go about it in a different process. So, I feel like that also goes hand in hand with the whole bringing gifts and things like that, where it's like, okay, it's not supposed to be like equal with each other. I'm supposed to be able to see how else are you applying the effort to me where it's not so like blatant, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's probably been one of the things that I have tried to understand and learn. And that is something that keeps following me around. So it's clear I'm hard-headed if it keeps popping up. And it's still something that I'm struggling with. But that's definitely something that I have been taking away from my relationships is I need to just understand people aren't going to think the exact same as me. So they're not going to see things the exact same way I am.
Yeah. So, very important lesson for you to learn. I fall on. So you say you struggle with seeing things the way that they see it, or it frustrates you when they don't see it the way you see it.
Kind of like frustrating. Okay, so for example, like I went out of town and I was like, I went out of town and I didn't really hear from them
Mm-hmm.
for that weekend. And granted, yes, I was with my family and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it like irked me so bad because I was like, why are you like messaging me? Like, you don't think about me. It's like, and I was like getting irked because I'm like, why wouldn't you like talk to me and everything? But
Because I'm
from the
tired of you
other-
and you're gone, so I'm gonna enjoy my
Yeah.
time without you. Yeah.
So I was irked. I was like, it's like out of sight, out of mind. Da, 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 da. Like I was so irked by it because it like brought up like all these different like negative thoughts and negative feelings. But then it was like talking to my mom about it, and I was just like, it makes sense. If someone knows that you're gonna go and you're spending time with your family, they may not want to distract you or
Yep.
bother you
Yep.
because they want you to enjoy the time with your family. So that was something where I was like, okay, I get it. I was tweaking for a minute. I get it. Things like that.
So I'm on the opposite side of that well, I was on the opposite side of that spectrum to where I would be thinking about what they're thinking and feeling and how they feel so much that I would disregard my own.
Oh, I've done that.
And that was a bad habit because again, I'm used to taking care of myself. I'm very quote unquote responsible, meaning I take ownership. Like when I mess up, I apologize. When something breaks, I know I need to fix it. When something goes wrong, I look back at the decisions that I might have made and say that's your fault. Like I don't run from blame. You know what I'm saying? I accept responsibility and I focus on solutions. I'm not highly emotional about a lot of things. It's just like, this sucks. I'll sit in that feeling for 10 minutes. I'm like, all right, go spend the money to fix it or go do what you need to do to fix it. And I know most people aren't like that. So to help them avoid going on some type of emotional roller coaster, I tend to inconvenience myself because I consider them so much. So I completely understand what you're saying. What I had to learn to do is balance that because it is not my responsibility to be responsible for all of your feelings. I am responsible for what I do that contributes to those feelings, when it comes to me being nice or mean or whatnot, or my reactions to what you're doing or my level of consideration. But I cannot tiptoe to a point to where I'm trying to make sure you're happy all the time. No, sometimes I'm going to want to do something that you're not going to want to do, but I want to do this. So if it's not hurting you, I'm still going to do it. And if you feel some type of way, I have to let you feel some type of way. I can't always appease you. So it is important to still empathize and realize that, like, you know, with communication, I like to have stuff to talk about. I'm kind of over the sit on the phone with you and it be silent phase. But it's like, oh, you didn't call me. And it's like, babe, I didn't really have much to talk about. So it's like, I don't like to sit on the phone if we don't have nothing to talk about. Like, you can come over and we can cuddle and watch a movie in silence. But like, if we just gonna sit here and be quiet, like, I'm not nothing against you, but I'd rather be playing Xbox, or I'd rather be doing something. Like, I could be doing something besides sitting here and be on the phone doing nothing. Because then when I start doing something, oh, what you doing? Oh, why you not talking to me? Like, it becomes a whole thing. That's just like a small thing. So actually a part of that leads into my second one. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, but it is definitely important to think about the other person's thoughts and feelings, for sure.
Yeah.
But don't forget about your own.
Struggle. That too. And it's been a struggle to understand. It's like, okay, you're not going to think about it the way I'm thinking about it, because you're not me at the end of the day. So exactly. It's like, I have to understand. It's like, you may not even realize that what you're doing is irking me, but and your intention about it is not that at all. So that was a big one. But onto your second one.
I'm going to add on to what you just said. Part of what you said, you just like highlighted something to make it even clearer. Like, you have to attribute certain things to people's personalities and who they are, and can't take them personal. Like me, I'm going to wake up early and I'm going to start gaming at like, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 a.m. for 4 or 5 hours on a Saturday. Me and my boys, we just do that. And it's not that I'm trying to run from you and escape the bedroom, or that I necessarily want to be in the house all day, but like, this is part of who Rob is. So that, for me, that shouldn't be a point of contention, because it's like, all right, that's just who he is. That is something that he does. He gets up early. This is something that he does. So it shouldn't surprise you if I'm like, yo, let's go do this at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, or 10 o'clock in the morning. You may be an afternoon person, but it's like, you have to remember, like, I'm an early bird. Like, I'll get up and like I've gotten up, showered, done laundry, made breakfast, and ran all my errands before. Like, when I was younger, actually, when I was teaching, Walmart was 24 hours. I used to get up at like 4 in the morning and do all of my chores in the house and go shopping at Walmart, get all my groceries for the next 2 weeks. And I'd be done with all my errands by like 7 a.m. Done washed and everything. My whole day is done. Like, I like doing stuff like that because, one, I don't like being around people. And 2, I love my free time and my time to myself. That's just a part of who I am. So it's like, you have to also look and see, like, okay, which of these things are like, okay, this is something we need to actually work on, versus, oh, this is a character trait, or this is a personality trait. So what comes along with that are these types of behaviors and this way of thinking. So to your point. But my next point was, or my next big lesson was, effectively communicate open and honestly. Effectively communicate open and honestly. I say effectively because, you know, in my younger days, I wouldn't always speak my mind in the kindest way. And my actions did not always align with my words. I would fold a little bit, not a lot. So when I say effectively communicate, it's really having a conversation, not a shouting match, which I don't do, not a yelling match, which I don't do, and not cussing you out, which I don't do, and not disrespecting you. It's being very clear and providing you with examples, and also letting you know, hey, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 makes me feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What can we do about this? Or is there an adjustment I can make, or is there an adjustment you can make to fix this? Because I had an ex-girlfriend, and this is kind of like a clash of the communication and what you were just talking about. Mm-hmm. I'm a planner. I like to plan. I would say probably I like to plan things at a minimum of 80% of the time. One, especially when I was younger, because I typically had 2 jobs, so I didn't have a lot of time anyway. And it's like I valued my rest because I need to be re-energized. She was very sporadic. She would just do stuff, wouldn't ask me, and not that she needs my permission, but wouldn't even run it by me, but would want my participation like that.
When you probably have stuff planned, yeah.
Or not even planned. Like there was one time we were gonna put hardwood floors in the house, but she wanted to take up the carpet herself, right?
Oh.
I get off work. Oh, I already went by the place and I need you to unload the car because I got all the wood and we need to cut up this carpet. Now, I got my laptop bag on. I just got off work. You ain't text me this all day. You ain't call me. You knew you were going to do this. Or you decided at some point in the day you were going to do this, but you didn't decide to run it by me. And you just expect me to come home and be ready to work on this stuff. Like, and we like, that was like when we kind of took a turn because like I was so frustrated and upset because I'm like, yo, like, I don't operate like that. Like, I don't work for you. Like, have some consideration. Like, don't nobody want to get off work all day to come home and do that kind of work. Because you talking about cutting up and folding all of the carpet and then like those little tacky things in the corner that hold the carpet down, those little wooden things, they look like rulers and they have nails in it that you tap. You got to go around the edges of all your house with a crowbar or something and bang it with a hammer to get all that stuff up. Because you didn't want to pay for them to take up the carpet. You trying to save money. And it's like, yo, I've been dealing with kids all day. I got papers to grade. I'm tired. And you want me to do this manual labor. Like, out the blue. You just want me to do this. Like, that's just an example. So, we talked about it. Now, I was angry. So, might have a little attitude. But I was like, yo, that was mad inconsiderate. I'm like, you sitting here looking like that's normal. Like, people who get off work, who actually went out and been at work all day, don't want to come home to that. And I was like, you didn't even consider my thoughts or feelings. You just went out, you just did this, and you just sprung it on me. And it's like, we talked about this like a couple months ago, and we were in preparation, but you just decided to do it, and then you feel some type of way that I have an attitude. And I'm like, well, how would you feel if you've been at work all day? And I'm like, all right, yeah, so here, put these clothes on. We need to go outside and redo the whole backyard. Like, you be like, nigga, what? Like... So it's like, that's what I mean when I say effectively communicate and let people know how you're feeling. Because it doesn't take cussing or screaming or nothing like that. It's like, yo, this frustrated me. I'm upset. Here's why. Like, in the future, if you know you want to do something, even if it's last minute, at least send me a text or a phone call to see what I got going on or to see which day is best. And I also understand... You're going to do stuff sporadically. All right, cool. You're going to do stuff sporadically, right? But understand that every time you do that, don't expect my participation because I don't operate like that. So you can still operate in your comfort zone of doing things sporadically, but I'm still going to operate in my comfort zone of liking to plan stuff. And on the things we meet with and plan with, cool, I'll try to my best to meet that obligation. But when you're over here being sporadic, you know what I'm saying? Don't expect my full participation all the time because I don't roll like that. I'm not just going to roll like that. Like, I value my time. I value my peace. And sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. So that's something that I've learned from my past relationships as far as communication.
And from that, I'd have to piggyback because I feel like that ties hand in hand with my second one. With communication and being effective with it. In my first relationship, I was very vocal about things that I did not like. And like, it's like, I felt like that's the only way I could be honest with you and be transparent is like, no, I don't like how this hangout went, like with your friends. I didn't like it at all. Or like things like that. It was like, I didn't like how I felt things. And I feel like in my last relationship, I was still vocal with what I did and didn't like, but also I learned that I picked and chose my battles a lot. But at the same time, I felt like kind of like what people call like paper cuts was any time that I didn't speak about something that did upset me, it was like I like was backing up further and further away from that person where it was driving a wedge into
Yeah.
our relationship
Hmm.
because I was trying to just do it for the sake of keeping peace and to not be that person who always has an issue. But now my big takeaway is there's always a sweet spot with it and always a medium. It doesn't have to be like black and white. There is gray area with it where being effective and communicating, you could always just also when things happen, it's like, okay, is this minimal? Like, am I gonna be upset about it if like a week passed? Or like, am I just like I'm looking too deep into it, basically. It's like I'm just adding extra thoughts into it that don't need to be there.
Hmm.
Like, so I think that's been like one of my bigger takeaways because I'm trying to like actively fight like the old me at the same time who's like, no, I want to pop off
I can
because
help you with that. Hmm.
so it's like every time that something happens and I feel like slighted in a way, I'm just like, no, I'm side-eyeing you. Like you're gonna get some type of attitude from me.
Yeah.
And it's not even on purpose. It's just because if I can't say it, it's gonna show on my face no matter what. But I'm also actively trying to like fight that where it's like it's really not that deep. Like, and it also goes hand in hand with the other takeaway. It's like people aren't operating how you operate at the end of the day. So it's like you can't even be mad at them because they
Yes, you
may not
can.
think of it like that. And I know the little me on my shoulders like, no, you need to pop up, you need to turn up. Like this is bad. Like and so I'm like actively fighting that. But I do know that not every time something happens that I don't like, I need to be like, well, I didn't like this. And I also didn't like this. It doesn't need to be like almost an
Nagging.
everyday, yeah, where I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm nagging. And also, I understand that I feel I'm valid for feeling how I feel
Yes.
to an age, so I shouldn't also ignore or just not say anything to appease somebody to keep the peace.
Yes.
It should be a healthy medium.
Yes. So I don't know if you're here yet in your life, and it may take you a while. Maybe you're there. I don't know. Um, this is hard, and there's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing anyone else can really do about this.
Yeah.
And people might not like the way I say this, but this is just true. And I'm not being biased or sexist, but I date women, so I'm just going to speak to women. This ain't me. I ain't talking to men right now. I'm talking to women about women, and I'm talking to the men about women and my experiences, because that's where my experiences are. There are just certain things that I understand that come along with wanting to be with a woman. Y'all all have certain commonalities and traits that I've seen consistently enough that some of this shit I know that I just need to accept, even if I don't want to. Like, I have learned to laugh off quite a few things. And not even trying to be funny, they're serious. And you might not, and I'm not saying every woman falls into this category. But one, y'all lie. But y'all lie or exaggerate to help keep the peace. It's not always a deceptive, I'm trying to hurt you or get away with something. But you might not tell, or you omit things,
Yes.
right? You know,
Oh yeah, I've done that. Where
yeah, I know,
they're
because
like,
you're a woman.
oh, because it's like, oh, what's wrong? Nothing. Nothing's wrong at all.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
So that I know that comes with the territory.
Sensitive too.
Number two, I've learned that I'm going to have to follow up more than I would like. Yes, we're adults. Yes, we should be mature and act like adults and communicate like adults, yada, 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 so on and so forth. But I understand that even though I think it's absolutely stupid, y'all enjoy someone going the extra mile and the extra effort, even though I don't think I should have to on quite a few things. But that just gives y'all a hit or a rush. So there's certain that I'm just like, all right, cool, whatever. I accept that. There's probably a few more I can't think of off the top of my head, but there's quite a few that I've just kind of internalized. So y'all gonna make smart ass remarks, and y'all are gonna be when y'all get attitudes. It's just like I have to. There's certain attitude attributes that I'll take, and I'm like, okay. And there's some that I can't take. You know what I'm saying? But that happens on or off the period. And y'all hard-headed. Y'all can be hard-headed as shit. And it's like, okay, there's different levels to that I can take as well. So when those certain things that I just named happen, one, I'm not surprised. Two, I'm still annoyed, but not to the level of I want to pop off. Because I've kind of already told myself, like, these are things that come along with a woman being a woman, bro. Just like there's things that come along with me. I'm going to burp and I'm going to fart in front of you. I'm telling you that right now. Lifting a leg and all. I burp like old buddy from The Simpsons. Lip trembling, bro.
Ew.
That's going to...
You said lip trembling. And then it was... You said it, and then you moved your lip when you...
Barney, I think it's his name. Yo, my ex-girlfriend hated it, but I'm like, yo, I'm gonna burp. Like, I'm not silencing my burp. It makes my eyes water, my nose burn. Y'all know that damn feeling when you try to silence the burp. And I'm like, yo, I'm not holding in my gas. That junk hurt. Like, if it's coming out, now I ain't gonna sit on you. You know, I might leave the room, but I'm not gonna say you're not gonna hear it. Like, these are things that come along with me. What else are some things that come along with me being a dude? I'm not always going to remember to put the toilet seat down. There's probably there's things that come. There's some stereotypical dude things that I still do. So I know that I'm not perfect. But I try to curb that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, the ex who didn't like the burps, like, I would make sure at a minimum I would leave the room or something like that. Or I'll say, hey, I got a burp. Hold on. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, I would try to be considerate. It's like, hey, you still got to accept this, but I will try my best to limit your exposure to this. So, but I'm not going to stop being me, if that makes sense. So it's about finding the balance. It's not about, well, you expect this from me, so I'm going to just do it all the time and you got to deal with it. It's like, no, that's corny. Like, if you know something you do is annoying or irking the person, like, make some type of effort to curb that, to show them, hey, you still gonna get this sometimes, but I'm trying. That's how I feel about it anyway.
Because that's definitely me. I know I'm dramatic. I know I am. And I know I'm sensitive. I admit it wholeheartedly. I am. But I do try to be better about it, especially like with like attitude and stuff. It's like, no, just give me like 10 minutes by myself. I promise you, if you give me time to like just cool down, you won't get the attitude. Like, yeah, I'll be a little bit irked, but I'll know to like peel back, because at the end of the day, I know intentions aren't like that, and it's just the heat of the moment and things of that. And also being dramatic, you're just gonna have to accept that I'm dramatic. It'll be funny. It's not like I'm just like, oh my gosh, like you hate me, da 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 da, like where it's just over the top. But no, I am a dramatic person. It pops up at work if I'm saying something like, yeah, the phone been ringing off the hook and I only got one phone call. Like, it's just, that's just me. Like, that's just me. I'm
Liar.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna bend the truth a little bit. Like,
bend the truth.
I'll be damned. I'll be damned.
Like, I'm gonna be dramatic in my own ways, but it's not gonna be something where it's like, oh my gosh, here you go again. Yes, here I go again. Like, this is me. I can't hide it.
Yeah.
But like, I've been trying to like curve how that goes and everything. So that's definitely been like a big one lately. And all of them, actually, all of my three go hand in hand with each other. Because my other one is patience. I like for things to be streamlined. Like, if we're talking, we should be together by a certain point. I do not like waiting around. Like, I know.
I'll be damned.
But I feel like this goes hand in hand with effective communication and getting that type of like reformation from someone, and that clarity where it's like, okay, if we're talking, that means that we are supposed to be moving forward to something. If we're moving forward to something, I know that we can't sit here and gauge a time frame, but if you're going to move slow with it, and maybe you're moving slow because you don't think I'm ready. So I feel like that's also like trying to understand someone, but knowing at the end of the day you're not that person and they have a different thought process about it, and trying not to be impatient because good things happen to those who wait, yes. And you don't want to also rush into something and realize that this is not what you want either. So I guess just trying to be really patient and also get to know people. It has definitely been a struggle because I'm like, okay, I feel like after like 3 months, 4 months, you should know like if you see us going somewhere. If not, I feel like you just wasted my time and everything like that. And I just start panicking and freaking out. But I'm trying to be better about that now because of how my last relationship did go. It was a rush relationship and it was toxic. It was not good.
Mm-hmm.
It was like draining. I hated every aspect of it. And one of the things that I did tell like my parents, like looking back, it's like I wish that I would have taken the time to like fully know that person before I jumped into a relationship because it would have saved me from so much just negativity and just exhaustion and like roller coaster of emotions.
I'll be damned.
So
What did you say the third topic, the third thing was? What was the key word?
patience.
Patience. Ooh, yeah. I rushed my last relationship too.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Definitely rushed it. I think, did I rush all of them? No. My first one took a while. We knew each other for a while. It started with flirting and then talking and then me being in a stage of denial of how I really felt about her, and then me admitting to her how I felt about her, then the relationship. And that was a healthy relationship up until it wasn't. Mostly healthy. We were rough around the edges. We were young. Thinking about my second relationship, that was rushed a bit too. A lot of sex in the beginning. It started out sexual. Not by me.
You cleared your day for that one.
I'll be damned. I'll be
It
damned.
wasn't. I didn't initiate. I almost never initiate because it's like, I'm a dude, you know I want them cheeks. So I don't need to be all up on you about it. You know I want them cheeks. But when you comfortable and ready, you'll let me know. I mean, the end. I'll make moves when I need to make moves, but you know, I'll do enough to let you know I'm interested in you in that way, but I'm not pressed because if I'm looking for forever, like I need to know more than the cheeks are good. Way more.
Yeah.
Cause I mean, that ain't all you gonna dry up and I'm gonna go limp one day. So what else we got? You know, that may happen soon. I'm just saying, you know, and life happens too. Like you never know what could affect you or impact you. So like, yeah, that stuff is good and fun, but what else you got? Like, do I even like you? If that's
You
what
don't
you're
want to be
looking for.
blinded by that.
Right.
Fair.
The relationship after her was someone I known for years. Well, thought I knew, but she was hiding things. So that took a long time until we got close to one another physically. And then the one after her was kind of fast too. So I've experienced both. And I would say overall they mattered, but they didn't matter. Because even the two, damn, that's interesting. The two that I got to know the most and that I let know the most about me were also the two that cheated. Which is interesting. Because I would say that those two got a chance to get to know me better than the other two. Maybe not the second one, because the second one we lived together. But I'm just reflecting as best as I can with my 40-year-old brain.
And those were the ones that you spent the most time with first.
Yeah,
before
time
rushing.
getting to know
Yeah.
and talking and all that. Because one was in California and it was just an internet thing. But we definitely hopped on that Skype because I don't play them catfish games. Ooh, those Skype sessions.
I'll be damned.
So
Skype. Like,
listen, man. Yeah, so that's interesting that those both turned out the way that they did because it's like, bro, you know everything about me. How dare you?
yeah.
But you know what it came down to when I look back at it, because I always look at the role that I played. It's where we are today. Like looking at things that I've learned that I was like, you know what, I didn't have that, or I could have done this better, or maybe this would have went a different way, and they weren't there either. And I just think, as far as getting into a relationship and moving forward, I have come to the consensus, because I mean, by how old are you again? 23?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well just call me 24.
Yeah. Well, at 24, like by your age, between your age at 24 and before 30, I thought I'd be married with kids, right? That was always my mindset, is what I wanted. But clearly that time is long past. Like, long past. We almost 20 years past that. So I've come to the consensus that it is what it is. So the important thing is, for me, is not necessarily a timeline, because like, one, I date one person at a time, so it's relationship-ish anyway to me. But like, before I make things official, like, I need to understand that we're on the same page with certain things. I need to understand like who you are as a person, and am I willing to deal with the shortcomings that I see? Are you someone who listens? Are you someone that I've actually seen a chance to grow? Have I seen you go through or deal with some adversity? Have I seen you deal with certain type of emotions? Like, all that might not happen before the relationship, but there are certain things I need to see and hear and understand about you before I take it there, because I'm a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not quick to run and break up with you. Like, let's talk about this. Let's try to work through this. You know what I'm saying? But if it's like, if we having too many, we need to talk, then it's like, it don't necessarily mean that anything's wrong with you. It may just be, okay, who you are and who I am, they not meshing well enough for me to want to continue to do this. We together in the same place, in the same space, but we moving in two different directions. So it's best that we end this, you know, but I'm going to put in the effort. So like, for me, it's like, is this someone that I want to put the effort in with? Can I trust you? Like, these are things that I've learned that are more important for me to try to get to know and understand about a person, and for a person to really understand and get to a point to accepting me for who I am. Because I have to fight, like, as a quote unquote good man, nice guy, I have to break through so many barriers. I'm a noob, so you think I'm out here smashing all these chicks. You done been with certain dudes, so I may say something that triggers you, so you think I'm lying. I go to sleep early, so you think I'm on the phone with somebody. Like, it's just so many BS things that I have to get past, and I want to be past the majority of them, if not all of them, before we get even deeper. Because I'm like, you're not finna interrogate me every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do what I do, which is not much. So, to your point, just that patience part, not worrying about the title or the next phase of the relationship, but more so, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, that's the most important thing. Because, I mean, there are people who've got married within months. There's people, one of my homeboys, his parents got married. They skipped everything. I think they just went straight to marriage, actually. It was quick. But yeah, so you're young. Yeah. And you want what you want. But those titles do mean something, and they make you feel warm and tingly. They do. Because I say the same thing. There's something about saying, I'm in a relationship. You're my person. All that stuff feels good. It's nice. I'm with you on there. I'm with there. We love.
You feel like you can finally unleash, but also that's the thing, is you're not supposed to already be like barricaded up or be like walled up.
Yeah.
If this is something that you're supposed to be moving towards.
Yeah. So. I've just learned to be more open. Like, this is who I am. If you don't want this, get on. No free meals. Get on. But, you know, but still, to your point, though, do what's comfortable with you. Be upfront, open and honest about what you want. And it's okay. Like, and I know it's hard for women to do this at times, but I tend to broach uncomfortable topics more because I can kind of feel or tell, like, hey, you want to talk about something or talk about this, but you don't want to be the one to say it. But yeah. You're not used to a guy like me who is like, I don't run from it. Let's talk about all of it. Okay, what's your credit score and how much debt do you have? Like, I don't run from these types of, I don't run from them conversations. It is what it is, because if we gonna do this, eventually your problems become my problems and my problems become your problems. So that's a valid question. And to me, that also lets me know your line of thinking towards me. The deeper the conversations and the more personal stuff you want to know, 9 times out of 10, you're taking that person pretty seriously.
Yeah.
But my rule of thumb is don't ask me something that you're not willing to answer yourself. Because I've been through that too. I've overshared, and then you hit me with the, oh, I don't know if I'm ready to talk about that, but I appreciate you for sharing. You sum them up.
I'll be damned.
That has happened before, and that relationship is no longer. I said, how dare you? I said, you dirty trifling. I was like, you piece of trash.
I'll be damned.
You gonna tell me to like be so open and vulnerable? I'm over here boohoo crowd is snotting. You just like, thank you so much for sharing that with me. And then turn on the TV? How dare you? I'm like, how dare you? Like, what in the world? So, yeah, I think all 3 of those just go hand in hand, and
yeah, they do.
Trying to navigate being open and vulnerable, and trying to also have those hard conversations when you know that you also don't want it to feel as if you're like nagging or coming across a certain way either. But it's like you just have to have faith. And then even then, sometimes you can't prevent it either, where the person's gonna feel like that no matter what, and that's just on them.
Yep.
Because you've done your part. So
that's all you can do. Did I give 3?
Yeah.
I didn't give 3. You gave 3. Did I give 3?
I gave 3. Did you give 3?
You gave 3.
Because I piggybacked off of you. Okay, come up with another one. Because I think I gave 3.
I went first, then you went second, and then we said, I
think you were talking about what I did for my second one, and then I jumped right back into my third one. That's what it was.
This is a tough one, and this is the scariest one, but it has always served me well in the end, is be yourself. And be open and honest about who you are, because at the end of the day, that's going to come out sooner or later. They're going to figure it out sooner or later. So it's one of my things I tell women is I don't like to waste my time, and I don't like to waste other people's time. Now, that doesn't mean I'm farting and burping in front of you day one. But after about maybe a month, hey, listen, I've gotten a bit comfortable around you. You about to start hearing some strange noises in the other room, but I just let you know now, like, welcome, come into my life. Come to the crib and spend the weekend with me to see how I live. You know what I'm saying? Like, just experience my life. Like, that's me now. Like, trying to do, you know, which is a combination of everything we've talked about. Like, trying to appease you and tiptoe and not let you know I'm such a nerdy gamer, or not let you know I'm in anime, or not let you know I want to go to Comic-Con and do these things, or, you know, not let you know about some of the issues I have, or not let you know about some of the things that make me uncomfortable, and trying to take the representative out of the equation. Because I'll dress up and look nice on the first date and straight up tell you, I don't like doing this part. I'm a basketball shorts t-shirt guy 90% of the time, but I understand decorum, and, you know, this is what you do when you go on a date, you know.
First impression.
Yeah, like, I want to make like, you know, I'm not gonna, even when we get together, I'm not gonna be dressing crazy. Like, I want to look good for my woman and look good for me and look decent. You know, I don't want to look like I'm at the flea market or Walmart type deal. But I just let it be known, like, this is what you need to come to expect. Yes, I have these different attributes that I do, but the day-to-day Rob, this is what you're gonna see and get. This is what you're not gonna see and get. These are the things that, you know, I'm working on myself. Oh, you care about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Okay, well, you're gonna have to understand that I don't do these things, and you're gonna have to give me a chance to develop these to some level. Some of them may reach a high level, some of them shits might not even budge. That's what I mean when I say, you know, getting to know a person before the relationship, but just being yourself, because that's one thing. I would say be yourself and being accepting. If memory serves correct, I know. Yeah, I can say this with confidence. All of my girlfriends, maybe, I don't remember the first one actually verbalized it, but the other 3 always said the one thing they loved about being with me is they felt like they could truly be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can wake up early with stank breath. You could fart. You could burp. You could ask dumb questions or vent or complain. Not wash until 1 p.m., which I don't understand because vaginas are sensitive. How y'all just go all day without washing? Seeing your nappy scalp, you know, just... And why y'all like you don't... I'm not going to attribute this to you, but I don't think it's you. Why do so many of y'all like using the bathroom with the door open? That is you. Damn.
Actually, no, that's only me when no one else is home. Really? And that's just, I don't know why. I don't like having closed doors when I'm home by myself. I don't. And then if I'm in an apartment, if it's like my home, I'm not closing the door.
That's weird, but to wrap up, for me, that one thing, that piece of consistency that I got, I would say my first girlfriend would probably say she felt the same, even though we were super young, we didn't really know who we were. That has been consistent, and those three exes couldn't be more different. But for them to say that lets me know that what I did made them comfortable.
Yeah.
So that is something I've never wanted to lose. Like, I want anyone around me. One, I need you to be yourself around me to know if I even want to be around you. But two, that lets me know that I know who I'm with. For you to say that means you gave me an accurate depiction of who you are. And that helped me make my decisions moving forward because I took the time to understand who you are and I let you be who you are, just like I am who I am. So that's why I say being yourself is important, because that's how I've gotten so tight and so close and like kept falling so deeply in love. And I mean, it's scary. It's scary because it creates a bond and attachment because you don't want to feel that. Like, and 3 of the 4. The third one, I can't really... the third one I can't say. But 1, 2, and 4 definitely put me like in their best friend category. Because you could be yourself. Like, but the judgment wasn't there. The hey, you tripping, but you know I'm not going to go talk behind your back type deal. Like, I was a safe space for them. That's the scary part about that, because when y'all break up, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're ever going to find that again or see that again or feel the same about that again. And that is a very deep hurt to heal from and to get over, because everyone doesn't let you feel comfortable with being yourself, because everyone's not understanding. People don't know how to time their jokes right. People don't know like, hey, don't ever joke about this or talk about this. Like, there's so much of a balance, and I've just always kind of had a thing for it, but typically it will come at my expense. But yeah, be yourself.
I agree with that. There's definitely been moments and times where I've tried to be myself. I think the only time that I wasn't all the way like 100% was my last relationship. Like, he never saw me without like my hair in a bonnet. If my hair wasn't braided, he never saw my hair out. I didn't feel comfortable showing him my hair. I think I wore like one of the, like those little ponytail clip wigs and everything like that. Like, never let him see it. It was in a Ziploc bag tied like in my trunk in my room where like you couldn't see it, because I didn't feel like that was something that I could share. And I'm like, I just didn't feel like doing my hair. I took my braids out, but never saw that. Or like if my stomach makes crazy noises. And it's not even like you have to go to the bathroom or anything like that. Like, it just makes crazy noises as it's like digesting the food. And I've had it happen so many times to me where I'm sitting there in complete silence and like stomach do something crazy. And I'm just like, we just both gonna look at our stomach, like my stomach, and be like, dang, like, you want to add to the conversation or something? But just like you said, my
ex-girlfriend's stomach did the same thing, and I would just get into the habit of say, are you hungry, or your stomach is just doing a thing?
Or like just like being a joke, like joking about it. Yes.
I'm like, what? We just ate. Like, joking about it, but I like, ugh, what's wrong with you? Yeah.
Exactly. Like just being able to be yourself, be comfortable because it's like you're human at the end of the day. I'm not gonna be able to hide
Exactly.
my stomach from making crazy noises.
Right.
Like I'm not. Just like now, if I do wear like the ponytail like clip and everything like that, man, I'm so quick to snatch that off now. I snatch it off, throw it across the couch. I'm just like, I never cared. Or I used to hang it up. You know those command hooks?
Yeah.
I had it behind my door where my hats were, and they would just be hung up, so I could just pick them from the
I'll be
day.
damned. I'll be damned.
She had a ponytail rack, y'all.
I'll be
I
damned.
did. I said, do I want the like big one, like the Mary J. Blige joint? Do I want like the small one with the bun on the
Oh
top?
my God.
Yeah.
Heavenly Father. Well,
That's all I got.
well, I'm glad you have had the experience of being able to be yourself and you understand. Have you taken the time to explore why you weren't comfortable being yourself in that last relationship?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh.
I thought of like
Of course.
of course, like I had some time to think about it, and even now and then, like I still think about it to this day. But it was just a lot of like side comments that he would say, you know, as I felt like I could be like a little bit closer to being a little bit more open about like who I am, this, that, the third. It was just comments that he would say that really just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Um, so he would talk about hair a lot, and I hated that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of those. And he was like, "Yeah, because you know, if I grew my hair out, it's not gonna be like yours." I was like, "What you mean like mine?" Like, I said, "That's fighting words." Like,
I'll
what
be
you
damned.
mean? I said, "My hair curly, brother. I don't care what you say."
I'll
But
be damned.
it was like weird comments like that, or like comments about like complexion and stuff. So it's just like you felt like you were there, but you felt like you weren't like, I don't know, it's like it felt like you were teetering because you knew that you weren't like this person's like preference or choice. So it's like you kind of like held back from showing like I know how bad this is gonna sound, but showing from how black you are. Like you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because it was like, dang, like we the same complexion, you hate it. Like why? Like you know what I mean?
I'll be
So,
damned.
yeah. People with their self-hate hate to see it. So that's why my wigs were locked in my trunk. He ain't never seen them. I said, my hair ain't braided. You gonna see this bonnet? It was so bad. Like I'd wait for him to get up and leave, and I'd dive towards my trunk, grab my ponytail, put it under my shirt, go into the bathroom, close the door, take out the gel, and then come back out, hair done.
Damn.
Like never showed my hair.
I just, as far as a woman being kept, for me, because it does matter, right? We're attracted to you. Your hair ain't got to be done, but as long as your hair don't stink and it don't look like a wasp nest, if you just need to do a quick ponytail or something, like it, well, if we chilling around the house, it don't matter. But we're going out. Please do something with your hair. Make sure your toenails are well groomed. Make sure your fingernails are groomed. Not saying mani-pedi, but groomed. You ain't got no dirt under them. And make sure your breath is fresh, and your body, you have no BO going on. That's it for me. I don't, you know what I'm saying, and everything got to be hanging out and showing in your clothes. And if you're shapely, I get it. You can't help it. There's nothing you can do. You're shapely. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, because, you know, we all have all, like, I don't always do something. I look crazy right now with my hair. So, and my hair is, I understand it because my hair has always been difficult, which is why I typically cut it when I was younger.
Yeah.
But even now, like with the whole sponge thing, my hair will look dope for like the first 2 hours of the day. Then after that, it's crazy all over the place. And then 4 hours later, it looks like it did when I first did it. Like it just goes through these transformations, and it's a whole thing. And it's like, I don't feel like moisturizing. I don't feel like sponging. My arm is tired. Kiss my ass. Like I'm not always about to be done up. But I digress. All right. This week, we're going to do a message to everyone, not just to the brothers. Vote. this is gonna be a short and simple one for me, and maybe Erica wants to contribute to this, but I'll just say this. You know, we've shared our top 3 things that we learned from our past relationships and where we are now today. And I kind of mixed a good one that could stand on its own in with the rest, which is you gotta be willing to fight for your relationship and put in the work.
Yes, sir.
Forever is a long ass time, which is why for me, when I truly think about who I want to be with, and when I say get to know you, like the goal is forever. Mm-hmm. Like the goal ain't, I don't have the mindset of, well, if this don't work, I'm gonna just get a divorce. Like, no, I'm not about to go through years of getting to know you, planning a wedding, paying for a wedding, combining our lives, you know, and just to break that shit apart at the first sign of trouble or an issue, depending on the issue, depending on how much I trust you, right? But I'd say be willing to fight, man. Like, even, I don't know if I said this on the last episode or not, but even Michelle Obama said, like, you know, hey, there were years I loved Barack. There were times, you know, we were getting on each other's nerves. Like, she was like, you fall, and I've heard a lot of long time married people say you fall in and out of love, but it's like, y'all both have to work at it and you have to want it. You can have your list all day long. You can have the attributes all day long, but you need to look for and look at the core qualities you want in this person. So, because that superficial stuff will fade. Like, looks don't keep nobody. Sex don't keep nobody. Money don't really keep anybody. It might keep you for a time, but will you be happy? Never know, you know? Like, but if I like you and I can hang around you and I can be with you, like, think about your friendships. Most of us have friendships older than any relationship we've ever been in. Why is that person still your friend? That's what I want in my relationship. Can we be friends? Are you even someone that I would be friends with? If that's not there, then you can kick rocks immediately. Because my friends are my friends for a reason. I call my friends for a reason. I invite them places for a reason. I hang out with them for a reason. You know, I'm at the age now where I've had friends for 20 years, 25 years. One of them about 30 years. There's a reason why. So you could even start there. What are the qualities? And look at your friends of the opposite sex. If you have them, look at the qualities within them and try to find that in the person that you're with. Hell, maybe one of them might need to be the one. You know what I'm saying? But it's that simple sometimes. And we look past it because we look at all these superficial things. But you got examples, your parents, you got examples right around you that are showing you what you're actually attracted to and what fulfills you and what you actually like. And your ass will be out here ignoring it. And it's right in front of you. You can just look around you and say, oh. Because a lot of the qualities in my homegirls, I want my girlfriend. Mm-hmm. That's why they around. So I'll leave y'all with that. You got anything you want to add, Erica?
Just that I was just going to say that you just have to actively wake up and choose each day that's you're going to choose that person each and every day. And one thing is, in the time, in a scenario where you can't call on anyone family related, would you be able to call on this person for any scenario? That just cements it too for you. Is like, is this person going to come be there for me? Do I want this person around me if this type of scenario happens? Are they adding anything to me? Are they a partner? Are they the first person I'm going to think about? So
with that, ladies and gentlemen, we up out of here, man. We're here to promote positivity on From My Experience podcast. And, you know, this, again, I've said this before, this started out as a relationship podcast. And, you know, I wish more conversations about this type of stuff would be happening versus the drama and the trash and, you know, what everyone don't like and what everyone looking for and everyone's complaining. Let's talk about healthy things like this. What have we learned? What have we learned about ourselves? What are we truly looking for? Do we need to reevaluate? Do we need to reassess? It ain't about beating people up
or beating down the opposite sex. We all got our issues. We all got our problems. We all got our traits. You know what I'm saying? And it's all good. You got to sift through it. Take responsibility for your actions and your participation in it, right? But you got to sift through it and find your person and find those traits and attributes and be patient and be ready and willing and able to do the work. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourselves physically, mentally, and financially. And we'll catch y'all. Peace. What'd you just say? Go ahead and do it.
USA. USA.